All of our lives we've been told that there is this system that we have to fear and that seemingly we have no tools to fight against it.
Through this exhibit, Out of the Shadows, we had to be able to put ourselves out there one more time in a different way, in a good way, art.
And so I created these photographs where one side is a normal mirror and one side of the mirror is a normal portrait of themselves, and that's how they saw themselves, both themselves and in the Latino community. And then what I created around those photographs was Prussian blue, infrared, invisible, which then expressed the way that the rest of the world saw them. And so then this sort of dichotomy between visible and invisible developed and became the theme of the show.
There's a lot of us, here, there, everywhere we go. I founded United for the Dream back in 2010 because of the DREAM Act. It failed in December 18, 2010. But I didn't give up, because if I give up, Jessica would never join the movement, Oliver would never join the movement, and thousands of other kids will never join the movement. That's why I didn't give up.
What was really interesting with this group is that I was able to work with them to come out and work through the art processes to come out and to see how art could contribute to their coming out, what kinds of issues they were dealing with, and they all emerged through this process.
Thinking how difficult it was and feeling ashamed that I was undocumented and not being able to change it, not being able to do anything, because I feel American and I'm proud of my Mexican heritage, but I want to be able to work and study and have an option as to where I live and being able to continue my education and being able to contribute and work.
But we got here and we literally came with nothing. When we came, we sold everything that we had there. It was about, I guess, back then it was like 36,000 pesos, which is about $3,000. And when we arrived in Monroe, in North Carolina, we had $25. We had our backpack and $25. Now, it's about us trying to build a movement that can change the lives of 11 million people here in the United States.
Tonight, you're part of history. This is history in the making right here, right now. We're changing the course of this future, the course of this country. Estamos cambiando el curso de este país, del tiempo, del futuro para nuestras familias en este instante. ¿Están conmigo? ¿Por la reforma? For reform. En este instante vamos a tener a dos personas que van a abrir una oración para bendecir esta vigilia, para bendecir el futuro de la reforma migratoria.
We have a congressional mandate that isn't well known, in which on any given day, detention centers across the United States have to have 34,000 immigrants detained, and these are for-profit detention centers.
We are ready to come out as undocumented and unafraid, and when undocumented high school students are ready for that, it's because in North Carolina they're hitting that graduation year and there's nowhere to go.
I came here, I started kindergarten here. I had really inspiring teachers. So ever since I was in elementary school, I knew that I wasn't born here, but I didn't know what that meant.
In March 2014, we're working towards legalization for our families, but at the same time, we're also fighting to stop the deportations of thousands of families in the country.
Our parents just want to be able to be safe, and they want to be able to go out and go to the grocery store and buy what they need.
My name is Alfredo Esparza, and I'm a part here of United for the Dream group here at the LAC. And today they're doing some pieces of art, and I feel like art is important. It's like setting the face for all the other written things that are out there. It's like the image of why we want reform. it's a visual aid to people who may not understand sometimes, and that's only a few things of why I think it's important.
You hot, my dear. I love it.
Being here today helps us learn new things, and it gives us a new way to express ourselves because we make a lot of posters and we've been making banners to be able to go out and use them for actions. And we are learning today like different ways to do different arts, and so I think that would be really great because we're able to express ourselves in different ways. Now we don't only have to make posters, but we're able to do different things and maybe even sell the prints to like help our youth group. So it's a really great experience.
You know, every day that I walk out on the street, I'm negotiating identity between what people look at me, the assumptions that they make, and what I know about myself.
I'm curious if this was one of your first art experiences, and if art has done its job for you, which is to make you understand yourself a bit better, but also to share something much larger with a greater community.
The painting that I have is a drawing of myself in the way that I see myself, and in that it's kind of like a surveillance eye camera, and surrounded by fire. And I think it's just very telling of how I've been feeling in this journey, if you say, of being undocumented, exploring ways of somehow releasing some sort of a collective scream.
This part to my mouth where it was stitched over, kind of telling everybody how sometimes we don't have a voice, we don't have a say. And with this art project, I felt like I didn't have to really tell anybody about my situation. I could rather show them what I go through with the painting. There was a box for the Social Security number, and I didn't know what it was. We do have a voice, even though we don't have a Social Security number. Our voice can never be taken away from us.
We actually have to find ways for people to be able to even apply, because many people, they migrate to the United States as undocumented immigrants because there are no pathways for them to apply.
And I decided to do it because for me it was time. It was time to stand up and not keep quiet anymore.